On everyone, this is Matt Dinerman. I'm here with Jose and Cody, and we're back for the King's Court. It's been a little while. We've been busy this summer, but we are back in action. Jose, how you doing?
Doing well down here in Miami with Cody and a few other friends, enjoying the summer down here and ready to fire up some more King's Courts.
That's right, we're back at it. And Jose, how's DDL doing at Ellis?
Going great. Currently lead rider over there, so hopefully we can keep that going. Got about 4 weeks left in the meet. We'd be ecstatic to win it, but we're riding against tough riders like Robbie Alvarado, Corey Lannery, Brian Hernandez, James Graham, so if we are able to get that done.
Well, Jose, you guys are on the rise, and Cody, you're on the rise too. How are you and Sonny doing? How's your summer going?
No, we're doing well. We're making new connections, riding for good people, doing everything we can right now.
That's good to hear. So it sounds like everything's going well there, and we are ready to go because the summer, there's plenty of things to talk about this summer. And today's King's Court, we're going to talk about the older horse division. Frosted last week in the Whitney was pretty sensational, and Jose, we'll start with you on this one. It's rare that you see a horse that all of a sudden the light bulb turns on with Frosted. He looks like a whole different animal now. What did you make of that performance? Because there were a lot of people saying, well, he may not be as good going 2 turns as he is at 1 because he ran so well in the Met Mile, unbelievably well. Now he comes back and dominates the competition. It wasn't even close. He was in hand the whole time. So what do you think?
I probably still agree that he might be better at that 1-turn mile, but he's just as good as anybody else in the country, I believe, going 2 turns anyway. So a mile and a quarter will be a little questionable for me, but man, this horse is really turning into something. Ran a huge race in Dubai, then he kind of flopped a little bit in the World Cup, but the horse comes back to Dubai, gets the huge Met Mile, probably one of the most impressive generation, and then comes back and fires big time to Whitney, like you said, under wraps. Runs a massive race, so he's just a really nice horse. He's got a top conditioner in Karen McLaughlin. I've got a lot of confidence they'll be able to keep him in that kind of form throughout the year.
And Cody, what did you think of the performance, and where do you think he ranks in terms of top older horses?
I'd probably put him 3rd or 4th right now. I'm still interested in Beholder, and I'd say Chrome's the one to beat right now. So between that, I'd say. He ran a really nice race last time. Went really quick up on. And in the Met Mile, that's one of the craziest races I've seen in the last 2 years as far as a performance I wasn't expecting. And he just blew the doors off him. So I think he's a really nice horse. I wouldn't say he wouldn't be my pick in the Classic right now, but I still think he's a freakishly talented horse for what he's doing right now.
Cody, do you think that this horse is best at a mile, mile and an eighth, or do you think that a mile and a quarter he'll be just as good?
I think a mile and a quarter might hurt him a little bit. I think mile and an eighth he gets the job done. That mile race is just crazy. It could be a total fluke that he did that, or I don't know what was up that day, but that was just crazy. But I'd say he's capable of doing about most anything. The 1-turn mile, obviously, if they tried it again, everybody would pay attention to it. But they're probably mile and eighth, mile and a quarter going forward, so that's what we got to judge him off of.
That's right, and he'll be facing the best later this year. Of course, all the best that we have to offer here in the U.S. And Jose, let's talk a little more about the older horse division. You're an East Coast guy, but surely you've been watching Dortmund and California Chrome. You watched their last race. We'll talk about Dortmund first, because Dortmund was coming off a very long layoff, facing California Chrome, who was also coming off a layoff. But Dortmund fought really hard. Were you really impressed by his performance?
Yeah, I was, and I was very high on Dortmund. Always was a big Dortmund fan. He was my Derby pick that year. I think he's a big, strapping, impressive horse. I'm a fan favorite. I love the way he runs. I love the effort that he puts in every time. Clearly wasn't right in his bad performance in the Preakness. Comes back and runs a massive race where he took a lot of pressure on the inside the whole way around. And was still able to hang in there until the final rides. Flavian Pratt's going to get on. That excites me because talk about a young rider who's just setting him aflame. I mean, he's got to be one of the best in the country. And to see him get on that horse who I like so much is going to be extremely exciting. So I'm interested to see if he can improve off that effort. It wouldn't be crazy to any of us. I mean, that was his first effort at the age of 4. He's clearly made a jump up from 3 to 4. But can only get better in his second start.
And Cody, let's ask you about California Chrome. I know you like Dortmund, but California Chrome really had to work hard, but he's an interesting horse because it seems to me when I'm watching California Chrome's pattern and how Art Sherman has trained him and how it works is that first race off a layoff, he always sort of needs it. He's not quite as explosive. He's not as powerful. And then the second time around, he really puts forward a big effort. So are you expecting California Chrome, just like Dortmund maybe in the Pacific Classic, to improve second off a layoff?
Yeah, I expect Chrome to move forward. I think Dortmund's going to be just like he's always been against Chrome. Going to get destroyed by him every single time he runs against him. He ran a good race last time, but I think Chrome will be more prepared. And I really hope they run Beholder in there because I think she'll take it if she goes.
And yeah, Beholder definitely an interesting character here this year in 2016. And Cody, Beholder lost to Stellar Wind, and the racing world was shocked that Beholder lost to Stellar Wind, but Stellar Wind's a pretty nice filly. We have to give credit where credit is due here. Do you think that Beholder's lost the step, or do you think that Mandela just did not have her fully cranked up, and maybe Stellar Wind got the best of her, but now that the Pacific Classic is coming and Mandela probably will have her fully cranked if he runs her, she'll be ready to really fire this time?
He tried to do what he did last year, I think. I think he took it easy on her, and it definitely didn't get her ready enough to be able to face Stellar Wind, who sadly obviously had cranked for that race. So I think with that, I think she'll definitely improve. Mandela said the other day, I think he's 50-50 on going into the race. I mean, for him to even say that, I think they'll probably end up going, just because he could definitely make her a lot more ready than he had her. And she's the defending champion. She blew the doors off from last year. I think she's a really talented horse. She screwed up throughout her career. She deserves another chance, I think.
I think so, too. I think she's one that you can't discount just yet. We'll have to see in the Pacific Classic how she runs, if she does run there. And I agree with you, Cody. I think that Richard Mandela and B. Wayne Hughes are going to go for it. Jose, what did you make of Beholder's effort against Stellar Wind? Because she fought really hard against Stellar Wind, who finished second in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. So Stellar Wind is no slouch.
No, she's not a slouch, and usually they wouldn't be in the same breath. But that Stellar Wind's still one of the top mares in the country, and she put in a great effort that day. I think that was probably one of Stellar Wind's best performances, and like Mandela said, he did not have her all the way cranked up, which is kind of scary that, one of the best mares in the country barely gets the best of Beholder, not 100% ready, but Beholder's really something special. I expect her to step up in the Classic and run another huge race. I just think very, very, very talented horse can make it a hell of a horse race.
Yeah, and what's interesting is if she can run back to how she ran last year in the Pacific Classic, you wouldn't think that anybody could beat that.
They won't be. That's the case.
And I was a person who always believed that Beholder could have beaten American Pharoah in the Breeders' Cup Classic if she was 100% right, especially if she runs a race like she did last year in the Pacific Classic, because Frosted was insane in the Met Mile, but Beholder's Pacific Classic win was also pretty insane too last year. Both of those efforts were incredible. And now going back to you, Cody, if you were to rank California Chrome, Dortmund, and Beholder, if they were all to run in the Pacific Classic, where would you rank them?
I'd probably be on Beholder. I think she'd be probably worth it because Chrome would probably be the favorite, I'd say, especially after her last effort. And I think Mandela would definitely get her more ready and get her cranked for it. So I put Beholder first. I put Chrome second. He's going to be the obvious favorite to beat. And with Dortmund, I'd put a clear third. I think he's just a notch below those two.
And Jose, are you thinking similarly to Cody?
I think you have to think that way, but I would definitely take a shot with Dortmund beating Chrome. That'd be me taking a shot, but I completely understand everyone's argument that California Chrome should be beaten up on Dortmund, but he ran a really big race last time, and I've always been a fan of the horse. I'll take a shot. He'll be the third best price in there. California Chrome will be the favorite with Beholder and Dortmund. I wouldn't be hesitant to try it.
Where do you think Frosted lies with those three? Because you're very high on Frosted, Jose.
I don't know about going the classic mile and a quarter if he is as good as that. I don't know what Dortmund's going to do. It really depends on what Dortmund does next. Dortmund runs a really massive race, and it really changes up the picture a lot.
Sure.
But I quite Frosted being able to do what he does at a mile and a quarter. I think at a mile, he reminds me of Liam's map last year, where at a mile there's just no horse in the country that's going to be able to touch him. But when you stretch him out to a mile and eighth, mile and a quarter, they become a little more vulnerable.
And Cody, you have anything to add to that? I mean, it seems like Frosted's a horse, like you said, that a mile and a quarter, it's iffy if he can beat all three of those California runners going the classic distance.
Yeah, I'd probably put him ahead of Dortmund. I think Dortmund's proven his worth, and I don't see him turning the tables on those three at all.
I agree that I would put him in front of Dortmund right now. In the Pacific, Dortmund improving. I don't think that he's there right now, but that would just be me trying to make a bet, trying to catch a little bit more of a price in the race.
Certainly seems like those four right there. You've got Frosted, then Dortmund, Chrome, and Beholder. Not necessarily in that order, but those four are probably the top older runners at this point. And Beholder, obviously, if she runs her best race, she'll be tough. California Chrome's always tough. Dortmund's a big guy, but he really tries hard every race. And Frosted's coming into his own now. He's really improved as a 4-year-old. And Jose, you've been around racing a long time. Tell the viewers here how much it means for a horse to improve from 3 to 4, because that's when you're moving on from 3 to 4, that's a big change, just like from 2 to 3.
Oh yeah, 2 to 3 is a big change. They go from kind of a juvenile stage into the sophomore stage, but now they're grown horses. They're as big as they're going to get. There's power force they're going to get, and a lot of horses make a regression from 3 to 4. So when a horse makes a jump up, it's usually a pretty big one. You see them get better and better. I'm really impressed as Dortmund does, because he has every right to keep jumping up when you think of it that way. He really has every right to make a massive improvement. And, I don't think it'd be out of the cards. He's a physical specimen that you look at him and you're just like, that's a racehorse. So I don't think it'd be insane to think that this horse could jump up and do something special.
And, I wanted to ask you guys, add something to the agenda here. I wanted to ask you both about the Haskell. A very interesting race featuring Nyquist, Exaggerator, and Exaggerator got it off track again. He won again. And Cody, what's really interesting about the Haskell is that race was pretty much a carbon copy of the Preakness. It was run the exact same way.
Exactly. It's clear when whatever happens with Nyquist, if he gets loose in the front end and they pressure him from the rail, he's just going to throw in the towel late. He'll fight all he can, but it's just not a scenario where he's going to be successful. An Exaggerator, he's going to drop back, make that middle move with Disormo, and just gobble him up late. Especially if that setup, I think the 3-year-old division worked itself out a lot more here in the next few months. Apparently, I saw that Parks put up like $1.5 million, I think either bonus or the purse is the race for the Pennsylvania Derby if Exaggerator, Creator, and Nyquist all show up. So it could be interesting with the 3-year-olds the rest of the year.
Absolutely, and we all know that Paul Redham, the owner of Nyquist, is not scared to go for those bonuses and go for the big money like you saw at Gulfstream going to the Florida Derby. Jose, what did you think of the Haskell?
I thought it was Nyquist just kind of getting run at, and then perfect set. Dormo ran hardest race, I think, 5 lengths, and he ends up winning it by a length. He just was the only one who wasn't riding like an idiot, pretty much. He saw everyone go for it. He says, all right, let me take back. Middle moves into that, trying to slow it down on the backside, takes advantage of it all, and just another well-timed ride by Kent Disormo. I really don't think Exaggerator is better than Nyquist. He might not even be better than Eric, getting these money rides that improve him into winning these races.
I'm
not still the horse wants to go a mile and 8. I truly just believe he keeps getting the best ride in every race.
And are we going to see this horse run on a fast track?
That really improve a horse and carry him that much further. Everyone else rode that race with psychopath, and he was the only one who rode that race with any kind of sense. Same thing in the Preakness. In the Derby, he's the only one who won down. So he's the only one who won down think the horse just keeps getting a much better ride than everything else he's running up against. I don't think he's as good as Nyquist. I don't think he's as good as maybe, like I said, even American Pioneer.
Or American Freedom. American Freedom.
American Pioneer.
American Freedom, Jose.
Freedom. I apologize. American Freedom. Thank you.
Cody, what do you think of that analysis? Do you agree that the ride on Nyquist maybe wasn't as good, quite frankly, as it could have been? And do you think Exaggerated is just getting the right setups and the off track as well?
Either Mario Gutierrez, Paul Redham, or Doug O'Neill don't have confidence in rating Nyquist. I think there was no way he was going to be successful just gun into the lead like he did. They didn't learn anything from the Preakness. They tried the same exact thing and got the same exact results, if not worse. So I think they need to, maybe rate him next time and stop trying to do the same thing over and over again because they're going to get the same results.
What gets me about it is that this horse seems like he comes to hand in the morning and in the workout. I just don't think that the horse has trouble rating. I think he'll relax for Mario and come to hand. I don't know what the reason is to want to go to the front so much, but
he's never rated from the inside. He came from the back.
I think that he would rate. I just don't think that he's a rank horse. A horse is going to try to run off if you put him behind horses. I just don't see why they don't try it.
They've rated him before in past races, But like Cody said,
the Breeders' Cup, he was 5 lengths off of it, wasn't he?
Yep, he was.
The Breeders' Cup, he was coming from the post 13, 5 lengths off of it. He's been on the 1 and 3 hole in the Preakness and the other races. They're not going to sit behind horses.
The inside's a big thing. I agree with Cody on that one. Being inside.
That's the whole reason they've changed up their tactics.
With breaking up, sitting about a length off the lead. Is he going to, I don't know, maybe they think he's going to respond poorly sitting behind horses. Maybe he doesn't want the dirt in his face, but if I were them, I'd sit behind horses. I'd sit 1 length off the lead, try to cover up, find room before the top of the stretch, and let him run down the lane. The horse has a kick.
It's fairly obvious. If we're saying this, I'm sure they've thought of it, and there's a reason they've gone with the same tactics they have for the last 2 races, so I don't think it's possible right now.
Interesting conversation there. Yeah, I think that they've thought of all options. Surely they've thought of all options, and their decision was to take him
back.
To take it to the field, don't take him back. Yeah, from the outside post, you've got options there. From the inside, maybe you don't want to get stuck behind horses. Maybe it's as simple as that, because when you are the big favorite, you got a target on your back.
Behind horses, though, I think he'd relax. I don't see it as a disadvantage breaking from the rail, taking back, and being a length or 2 off the lead. I think it would have helped him in the last 2 efforts.
I agree.
We all agree with you. I just don't think Doug O'Neill, Mario Gutierrez, and Redham agree with us.
They may not. Maybe that's why they should watch the King's Court, and maybe they'll decide to change their tactic.
We'll send it in.
Exactly. We'll send them a DVD of this episode. Yeah, we'll send it to the barn. But yeah. So it obviously summer racing. It's a great time, guys, and Jack, as everyone probably notices, is not here with us. He is about to leave to go to Ireland. He was accepted into the Darley Flying Start program. I think it's called Godolphin Flying Start now, actually.
Way to go, Jack.
We're very proud of Jack, and Jack's a great candidate for the program. He's going to do awesome, and hopefully he sends us... Say that again?
I said he graduated from the King's Court. He's a product of our own.
He is. We've got 2 jockey agents, a track announcer, and a Godolphin Flying Start trainee.
Right, boys. We better start wearing sunglasses on the show.
We're going places. I think we're going places. I think if we need a 4th member too, if you want to go places, you can contact us and be part of the show.
Absolutely. We'd love to have a member. If you love talking about racing, it's a great show to be in.
So we wish Jack the best, but maybe he'll send us some pictures and we'll post the pictures up here or something. Try to keep him involved in that sense. But he's going to be very busy for the next 2 years, really, with the Godolphin Flying Start that does it for another edition of the King's Court. We're happy to be back. We will be back soon, and there's plenty more fun summer racing to talk about. And then after the summer racing, these premier meets at Saratoga and Del Mar, we hit the point where now we start thinking about the Breeders' Cup, and that's where things get really serious too. So it's going to be fun until November. We've got plenty of more episodes to come. We are back, and Jose and Cody, we'll talk soon.
Talk to you soon.
Shout out Jose Santos.
Make sure to watch the Arlington Million on Saturday at Arlington Park and the Long Acres Mile on Sunday at the beautiful Emerald Downs. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.